The tank engine, for its size, is the most versatile thing on the rails. And the tender engines are the power behind the expresses and the goods trains that go all over the island of Silver. This is NWR Stories. Nia's Truck Trouble. Nia is the station pilot for Tippin Station. She took over after Rosie was promoted to Thomas's branch line. She handles the coaches very well, and majority of the engines show her a lot of respect, because without Nia, the express trains wouldn't be ready. Each day, she puffs backwards and forwards with coaches for the bigger engines. She's always very busy and does not want to be disturbed, but does occasionally stop to have conversations with the other engines. She's a nice but quiet engine. But little did Nia know she was in for a surprise today. She was taking on water when the Fat Controller arrived to see her. Hello, Nia. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, sir. I just got done shunting coaches for the express and one of Edward's stopping trains.
Well, good, because I have a special assignment for you that you might like.
Sure, sir. I'm always up for any kind of work.
Well, you are going to be heading to Kirk Ronan. You're going to be dealing with trucks today.
But, sir, who's going to handle my shunting and my piloting duties at here?
Oh, don't worry. I've called in Percy to help.
Okay, sir, but are trucks difficult? She said, with a nervous tone.
They can be, but with the right instruction, you shall do right.
Well, I used to pull trucks a lot in my old railway, but it shouldn't be hard, she said reluctantly.
Soon Percy arrived into the yard, and he reassured that the yard would be safe in his hands. Well, figuratively speaking.
Don't worry, Nia. I will make sure the yard is taken care of. I will make sure all the coaches are put in their correct place. Thank you. I hope I can handle these trucks. Well, I should, because I used to pull trucks on my old railway.
That may be so, but make sure you be careful, because if you're not careful, the trucks will take advantage of that.
I will. Thank you, Percy.
And with a toot of her whistle, Nia left the station and went towards Kirk Ronan. Nia made her way down the line. It had been a while since she left the yard. It wasn't long before she finally arrived at Kirk Ronan. When she arrived in the yards, she saw that there were trucks everywhere. She couldn't help but feel nervous, but was determined to show that she was ready to learn anything. She looked over on the other side and saw Fergus, the station pilot for Kirk Ronan.
Oh, hello. I'm Fergus. Who are you? My name is Nia. I'm a station pilot at Tidmouth. I'm here to learn about trucks.
Well, you came to the right person. I've been here for a while, and I can tell you a lot of things about trucks.
Who knows? Maybe I can still use some of my knowledge from the trucks on my railway. all the trucks on your railway weren't troublesome, I guess. Well, not really. They were actually well mannered. Well, here, the trucks are worse. You see that one right there? That's Scruffy. He's the ringleader of you trucks. You would think getting pulled apart by Oliver he would be better, but I guess he's not. I heard about that.
Yes, but that's not really important. Our duty is to get a train together for later on. Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be. Let's get started.
Nia soon began organizing the cars into a line. But she was careful not to bump them, because Fergus let her know that if you bump the trucks, they will pay you out. Soon, Nia gathered the trucks into a train, and she was ready to take it away to Tiffany Station. Fergus was impressed. "You made that look so easy," said Fergus.
Thank you. I've used my tricks from my old railway, and I gathered all the trucks in a nice long line.
Very nice indeed. But I do have one more advice for you. When you're traveling along the line, make sure you keep control of the trucks, because they will sense that you don't know what you're doing. These trucks here are very smart.
We will see. I think I can manage.
Okay, just be careful.
I will.
With a toot of her whistle, Nia soon left the yard. As Nia was leaving the yard, everything was going well. The trucks had not started their trouble, so Nia thought she had them under control. But this was simply the calm before the storm. Soon, Scruffy spoke to the trucks. "Okay, so if she reaches the bridge, we're going to hold back and cause her trouble." The trucks laughed and agreed. Nia went through tunnels. And moved past signal boxes with ease. And even breezed by stations. Nia was really feeling very pleased with herself. Soon she arrived at the bridge, and that's when it happened. "Hold back! Hold back!" said Scruffy. And she was soon going up the bridge very, very slow. "Oh, what are you trucks doing? Stop that!" "Alright, when we reach the top of the bridge, we push her down." The trucks did it indeed. Just as soon as she reached the top, it happened. They soon rushed her down the hill at a very high speed. "What are you trucks doing? Stop that! Stop that!" said Nia. She was in very distress. She rushed past the junction outside Tidless Station. The signalman gave the alarm. "Watch out! There's a runaway train!" On! Faster, faster!" cried the trucks. Meanwhile, James was arriving in the station with a stopping passenger train. When he saw Nia rush around the bend, but Nia was diverted into a siding just in time. But the trouble didn't end there. There was a goods train in the sidings, and Nia crashed right into it. It was a huge mess. Nia lay dazed and surprised in the debris of both trains. She groaned. Soon, help arrived. Maverick took away the unhurt cars, while Edward stayed to clean up the debris. Nia was lifted carefully onto the rails. Thankfully, she only suffered minor damages. Diesel took Nia back to the shed to get her buffers fixed. That night, the Fat Controller arrived to see Nia. "You should have kept control of those trucks, Nia. Luckily, the points were diverted, otherwise you could have crashed."
I know, sir. I apologize.
"But I understand. You are inexperienced."
Just give me one more chance, sir. I'll be able to do it. I'm terribly sorry, but I will do better.
"All right, Nia. You know, you engines keep me running. But I know you will do well." And with that, the Fat Controller walked away. Percy saw this as a good time to speak.
You know, nobody gets it right the first time. We all make mistakes. I can't count how many times I have gotten to incidents with the trucks. One time, they knocked me right into a brake van and I smashed it to smithereens. Then another, when I was working on the branch line with Thomas, I smashed right through a chocolate factory and I came out all chocolate covered. It was very embarrassing, but I learned from it. And at the end of the day, when I look back on it, it was very funny. Really? How do you handle all these accidents? Do they ever weigh on your conscience? They do, but then I realize that I can do better. You know what? You're right, Percy. Thank you. No problem. What are friends for? And the two engines went to sleep right after that.
The next day, Nia had another train to collect. Today she was ready. She buffered up to the train with ease.
Hold back, said the cars. But Nia knew what to do. As soon as they tried to hold back, and with a toot of her whistle, she gave a hard pull. Ooh, our wheels, our aching wheels. Quiet! No more tricks out of you.
"Give them hell, Nia," said Fergus from the sidings. Nia puffed past the signal box again, giving the cars an occasional bump to make sure they stayed in line. She puffed through the tunnel, still regaining control over the trucks. Soon, she reached the bridge. Determined to not make the same mistake she did the day before, she chuffed up the hill, and when the cars tried to hold back, she gave a mighty heave.
Ooh, our wheels, cried the trucks.
And soon, surely but surely, Nia got over the bridge. She had successfully completed her train. The next day, Nia returned to Kirk Ronan Yards. Fergus was there. "So, how did the freight train go?"
It went pretty well. I just had to maintain control of the cars and everything was easy. You were right.
"Well, I've been pulling trucks all my life, so I try to give my wisdom here and there."
Thank you. It's just everything's new to me on this island now. It's not like my old railway in Kenya. Everything's so different.
Well, sometimes different is good, because when it's different, you gotta get used to your surroundings. It's kind of like a game.
You're right. Thank you, Fergus.
No problem. Now Nia shunts both coaches and pulls goods trains over a short distance. She really likes her new calling. She enjoys pulling goods trains because she gets to see more of the island, and it makes her very happy. Not to mention, it also makes her feel like one of Sir Topham Hatt's engines. The end.